Daily Bible Reading, Mark chapter 15, verses 1 through 26. As soon as it was morning, the head Kohanim held a council meeting with the elders, the Torah teachers, and the whole Sanhedrin. Then they put Yeshua in chains, led him away, and handed him over to Pilate. Pilate put this question to him: "Are you the king of the Jews?" He answered him, "The words are yours." The head Kohanim too made accusations against him, and Pilate again inquired of him, "Aren't you going to answer? Look how many charges they are making against you." But Yeshua made no further response, to Pilate's amazement. Now during a festival, Pilate used to set free one prisoner, whomever the crowd requested. There was in prison among the rebels who had committed murder during the insurrection a man called Bar-Abba. When the crowd came up and began asking Pilate to do for them what he usually did, he asked them, "Do you want me to set free for you the king of the Jews?" For it was evident to him that it was out of jealousy that the head Kohanim had handed him over. But the head Kohanim stirred up the crowd to have him release Bar-Abba for them instead. Pilate again said to them, "Then what should I do with the man you call the king of the Jews?" They shouted back, "Put him to death on the stake." He asked, "Why? What crime has he committed?" But they only shouted louder, "Put him to death on the stake." So Pilate, wishing to satisfy the mob, set Bar-Abba free for them, but he had Yeshua whipped and then handed him over to be executed on the stake. The soldiers led him away inside the palace, that is the headquarters building, and called together the whole battalion. They dressed him in purple and wove thorn branches into a crown, which they put on him. Then they began to salute him. "Hail to the King of the Jews!" They hit him on the head with a stick, spat on him, and kneeled in mock worship of him. When they had finished ridiculing him, they took off the purple robe, put his own clothes back on him, and led him away to be nailed to the execution stake. A certain man from Cyrene, Shimon, the father of Alexander and Rufus, was passing by on his way in from the country, and they forced him to carry the stake. They brought Yeshua to a place called Golgotha, which means place of skull, and they gave him wine spiced with myrrh, but he didn't take it. Then they nailed him to the execution stake, and they divided his clothes among themselves, throwing dice to determine what each man should get. It was 9 a.m. when they nailed him to the stake. Over his head, the written notice of the charge against him read, "The King of the Jews."